All right. Very good evening to any people out there. It is WJ Warrior Jr. It's Saturday night. So what am I doing? What am I doing at home Saturday night? How come you're not running around trying to meet friends? Ah, which brings me to the topic. You know, um, I spent the majority of my life running around trying to meet women at night. Nightclubs, bars, restaurants, and stuff. Pretty much to no avail. You know, and it's there's a great saying that I heard once from a friend of mine. He's a he works in the movie business, but he said something. You ever hear somebody tell you something that just sticks with you, and it's simple for you to remember? Well, this is what the guy told me. He goes, "I don't get mad over things I can't control." And I go, "Wow." I mean, think about applying that to your life. Somebody cuts you off in traffic, you can't control that, so you don't get mad. There's road rage gone. Boom, doesn't. Somebody does something that you don't get mad because you can't control. Wow. Think about how powerful that statement is, and it applies to the topic of this. What bothers me kind of about trying to meet women, during the day or at night or something like that. Some things are beyond. It's out of your control. Look, a place is only open some until 2 in the morning. Okay, so if you want to go out to try to meet somebody at 3, well, unless you're in Las Vegas, it's not going to happen in LA. It's beyond your control. Now, I the not to say trying to meet women during the day is any easier than at night, but it is actually because I think like the factors of safety. The sun is out. You're not. They could see. It also depends on where you are. Um, Environment, where you're meet people. Um, a lot of factors. Like for lunch, I usually don't go out to eat. I go to the market, I load up on good quality food, but every once in a while I go like to Baja Fresh or something. And the chicken, I had this burrito, it wasn't good. It's a $10, right? Walked all the way down, to a couple miles, to go there. It just was disappointing. But as I was going, I saw a group of young women, and ironically, like I had to walk in the street because there were so many of them on the sidewalk. And but this one really hot one was with them. She went in the street too. So we were both like walking almost we're it's like we're gonna collide, and she I liked, and I just moved out of her way so she could get by, and it was like, man, I, in a group, how many were you? A lot. There must have been 10 to 12 in that group. And there said this so I could hear it. He goes, "Well, yeah, she's really nice." And it's like trying to make it look like she's so much better than me that like I could never get it type of thing. And I didn't want to get reactive, but I did turn around and say, it's what's on the inside that counts. What I said. I know they heard me. They didn't care. It's kind of like they were like, I don't know. I don't know. They probably watched those shows, and I don't even want to give them a plug, but they just it's what it is. It rubs off on these people. Like they're so superficial because they're young. Yeah, their bodies they don't work out. They don't have to because their bodies automatically hold together. Up until they get close in late, close to I would say 30. They're a little earlier, even late 20s is when it starts to change with women for sure. And I was looking pretty good at the time. I got to get a haircut. The back, just doesn't shave. It's like just things. But I was wearing form, like I have this like really cleaner version of this type of a shirt, really form fitting, but not ridiculous. See, clothes is really, really important. And not in the, I know it's superficial, like that kind of way, but it show that you're put together well. Think about how nice like a house is, everything like that. People spend how much money on their houses and their cars and stuff. Like, you want to be the epitome of all. Most people are not. Um, no way, no way. It's just because it requires. I mean, building a body is like, you got your genetics, right? I mean, look, I was leaving my gym. I was going down the escalator, and these two chicks are coming up, and this one, it just like she won the genetic lottery. Like I could tell she's like 24. It's just a fucking great body, like perfect for me. Probably hasn't never worked out ever. Like it just, and I just like, when I get, I told this one, I've seen the most beautiful women today. Oh, thank you. And that's over. They just don't. Um, they keep moving, like and that's what kind of bothers me. That's the topic of this. Like, it's beyond your control. It's like this type of, I have to go somewhere. I'm so busy. Like, look, man. I mean, if a woman would give me a chance, I could forego the gym for a day. I went to the gym twice today. I went in the morning, did legs, and I went at night and did chest and forearms or whatever. Like, I could say, if a woman would give me a chance, like, but they don't, being complaining, because I know that doesn't solve anything. But I just think, like, because I do a lot of observations as I'm walking around, and I see couples together. It's like, they met. You don't know how they met. I just don't think they're meeting now. I think these people, they met through friends. They met in school. They met here years ago or something like that. And some of these women, they're not bad. I'm seeing what these guys are taking, and I guess, you know, I told this woman in the market. We had a brief discussion about this, and I said, oh, you might meet somebody eventually. You know what? If I don't, that's okay. You gotta be okay with that, man. You gotta be okay that the woman he married stayed with him for a long time, but that she traded up, and that's a sucky objects that you trade up, like to a better car, better watch, or something like that. They're people. But unfortunately, many of these people, they're very superficial, and they're very mechanical. They're very material, like, and they just, because they grew up, thinking that, hey, I gotta have because they have, and they gotta have because they have, and they gotta have because they have, and it becomes like the keeping up with the Joneses thing. And I just notice, like, it's always the really, really old women. And when I say really, really old, I'm talking about like women that are 60s plus, or they're the ones that are trying to talk to me, like in the gym. I mean, and I used to get so agitated by this, and like, but it doesn't bother me anymore. The way it is in Los Angeles now. Are there, women that meet my qualifications that aren't like that? Look, you don't know, man. I mean, it's all you can do is put yourself out there with an open heart, and just be a good person, and but I say no, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist due to the fact that society stick their necks out there, don't do anything a little differently. look, tonight I was, go up to Sunset, go up to that stupid place that I stop at. And it's always the same story. There's never any kind of women. If there is, they're with other guys. It's always the same fucking thing. And, you know, I'll never forget this. I used to go to Orange County to go dance, and this taxi driver would take me all the way back that I knew. I paid like $100 to get back. There's no way to get back. When I was sitting there is one bus, but come on, dude. Like if you're almost you're in your 40s and you can't afford $100 or something like that, then you know you did something wrong, man. You if you're so financially strapped, then you really fucked up somewhere in life. You got to It takes fucking money to do everything. Now, I can afford to bodybuild. I can afford because I can afford to eat whatever I want. And I I'm not saying I'm rich or anything like that. I'm definitely not. But you know, um, like, sorry, I've been up for a while. Getting kind of a second wind though. So I mean that bothers me because I saw this other woman the other day. She was across the street. Oh my god, it could have been a gay guy with her tonight. I don't know, but I was like, holy shit. It would just be like my biggest dream, to have fun with a woman like that. Like they just don't know. And I know I'm not the only one that fantasizes about, all these fun things, but it just seems like women don't care. Like I could just sum it up. They're not going to give you like they're in college to the proverbial dance. Hey, listen, everybody what they can't have, man. Somebody like fat and out of shape, which wishes they were like Mr. Olympia. Somebody that's poor, doesn't have nothing. They wish they were a billionaire. Like look, man. Look, everybody wants what they can't have. A guy that doesn't have a girl, like he's getting a woman that looks like a incredible porn star. Because I don't know himself. Okay, like that's how I think. Like I want an incredible like woman that is like wow, like visually. And I'm sorry, like it might sound superficial, but you know that's what gets my dick hard. Like a woman that's got the goods. Just like wow, they know how to dress and they know how to show it off. What I mean? No, no, but they. Some people try to fucking make you out to be weird, just because, well, fuck them then. They're fuck actually everybody that thinks they're trying to tell you what you need to be. Um, so anyway, about that thing about going to Orange County, like coming back, and I thought like go all the way out there for sure you're gonna get. And bottom line, nothing. Dance with some older women and stuff like that. No action, like be there for it. I said dance for it, like 3 hours straight nonstop. And he goes, I remember he goes, a lot of energy, a lot of energy. And I want, that's what I thought about. I fucking thought about that. When I got home, I said a lot of fucking energy. You fucking wasting all that goddamn energy. What do you think you're? They don't care, dude. Like a one man dance show. Who cares, dude? I already been on television. It doesn't mean nothing anymore. I used to think, oh, yeah, that's the HDV, high demonstration value. You can do that. Look, man, it could be cute because I have been approached, like with my dancing and stuff like that, but it has not equated to getting laid. Bottom line, because for you to get a connection has to be formed either, and that's not that easy to do. Um, for um, so you know, I know man, it's just sorry. I know it sounds like I'm complaining, but you're trying to do something that is very not complicated. That's not more complicated, but it goes against societal norms. You know, and most people do not go against societal norms. Maybe, you know, I remember this one security guy at this bar that I used to go to, you know, so when I go to Vegas, I let the dragon out, is what he said. And that's kind of like, well, I guess what people do. We'll go, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of thing. It's like, you know, it's very difficult for you to, like, you know, it's just kind of a linear, most people do the same fucking thing. It's like, God damn, I'm looking at them, and you see what you like, and what you like doesn't see you. I mean, I could sum it up like that. Sum it up like that. Let me say that one more time. See what you like, and what you like doesn't see you. Fuck, man. Wow. What a bitch, huh? And then this that one fucking place. So I go dancing, and it's like disheveled woman. I mean, I was like, I felt like God was punishing me. You know, really was. And that just goes to show, you know, I'm never gonna get, you know, and it's just the way it is, you know. Um, that's why I pay if I can. But the reality is the way the reality is. You know, the kind of women I like, you know, that visually, you know, every guy's gonna be looking at you. You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it. They have too much currency, too much water. They hold too much milk. See, gotta laugh about it, you know, about it because um, if you don't, you get very depressed about it. I had a friend. I used to meet at the pickup artist kind of out here. Um, because he was trying to create something that doesn't exist. You know, you have to understand when you get to be older, than whatever age. Let's say, you know, look, the younger people that they're not from your time. If you're 50 years old or close to 50, you are not from the same 25-year old, 20-year-old, whatever. You're not. You're, you're not, dude. Only, um, or, or or dudes that are very that's it. You ain't know nothing getting it doesn't work that way. See that it just doesn't work that way. Yeah, I got kind of like a second wind. I might as well just run up there for a little bit Saturday, you know. Um, avoid that's why, you know, Sunset is good, you know, it's Santa Monica, too many gays, too many queers, you know. Tell you what happens. So hope you enjoyed this one. Hang in there, friends. What it is.